It was supposed to be just a detour. David and Ellie were driving through the countryside in North Yorkshire, chasing little castles and antique bookstores like they always did on weekends. A little rain was expected, nothing serious. But by 6:30 p.m., the clouds rolled in like bruises on the sky. The rain turned violent, and the GPS lost its mind somewhere between recalculating and you're on your own. That's how they ended up on Black Hollow Road, and that's where they found the bridge. Black Hollow Bridge was older than the trees around it. Narrow, arched, made of stone so dark it looked wet even when it wasn't. Just before the bridge stood a tiny toll house, crooked and crumbling but still standing. One small window, one old wooden door, and strangely, a soft yellow light glowing from inside. There were no other cars, no sign, nothing, just the sound of wind hitting the river below. David parked near the side. "I think we should wait this out," he said, wiping condensation from the windshield. Ellie nodded, staring at the Tollhouse. "Do you think someone's inside?" "Maybe." "Then why aren't they coming out?" They waited. 5 minutes passed, then 10. No movement, but the light stayed on. Then Ellie gasped. "Someone's there." She pointed at the window, and sure enough, there was a figure, a silhouette, just behind the glass, not moving, not blinking. David got out and walked to the door, trying not to look directly into the window. He knocked. No response. The wind picked up, whistling through the cracks in the old wood. He knocked again, louder this time. Still nothing. Just that figure, standing in place, watching. Back in the car, Ellie wouldn't stop staring. He hasn't moved. David checked his watch. They'd been there over 20 minutes now. "Maybe it's just a coat rack," he joked, trying to ease the tension. Ellie didn't laugh. At 7:22 p.m., the storm broke. The rain slowed to a drizzle, and the trees stopped rattling. They decided to keep moving. As they crossed the bridge, Ellie glanced in a side mirror one last time. And that's when she froze. "David? Look!" In the mirror, the toll house window was closed. No light, no figure, no trace that anyone had ever been there. Except now, the door was slightly open. That's what she saw in the mirror as they crossed the bridge. She made David stop the car. Just past the bend, tires crunching on wet gravel. Neither of them said it out loud, but both were thinking the same thing. That door was closed before. David reversed a little. The toll house came back into view. The light was gone. The window was dark, and the door still slightly open, like an invitation they didn't want to accept. Back in town that night, Ellie couldn't sleep. She kept replaying it in her head, the stillness of the figure, the way it never moved, like it was carved into the darkness. And that door, it hadn't creaked or swung, it was just suddenly open. The next day, while David was buying coffee, Ellie went digging online. She didn't search for Black Hollow Bridge. She searched for disappearances plus Yorkshire Tollhouse and found something. A single article, archived in a forgotten forum, dated 1913. Local tollkeeper vanishes mid-shift, no signs of struggle. Last seen behind the glass by a passing rider. By morning, the window was closed, and no one inside. She scrolled further. There was a pattern. 1927. 1956, 1972, 1985. Always the same. A traveler sees someone in the window, then they leave, then the window closes, and someone goes missing. That afternoon, Ellie asked David to drive her back. He said no at first, said it was stupid. But curiosity is louder than fear, especially when something's unfinished. They drove back to Black Hollow Road just before sunset. No storm this time, just a cold wind. The toll house looked exactly the same. Doors shut, window dark. But something was different. There was writing on the bridge, scratched deep into the stone near the railing in uneven letters. He watches who doesn't pay. Ellie ran her hand over it. The edges were fresh, like someone had carved it recently. David stepped toward the toll house. "I'm just going to look inside real quick," he said. Ellie didn't follow. He pushed the door gently. It creaked open. Inside, empty. No furniture, no switch, just 4 stone walls and the smell of damp earth. But on the wall opposite the window, there were scratches. Dozens, maybe more. Like someone had clawed at the wall over and over, trying to count the days or hold on to sanity. David stepped back outside. The sun was almost gone. The wind picked up again. He turned to Ellie, but she wasn't there. She wasn't by the car, not on the road, nowhere. Just gone. And then, from the corner of his eye, David looked up. The toll house window was open, just a crack, and inside, the figure stood watching him. David didn't move. The figure was exactly where Ellie had seen it days before, behind the narrow window of the toll house. But this time, it wasn't still. It tilted its head, just slightly, like it recognized him. David stepped back, calling her name. "Ellie? Ellie, come on, this isn't funny." No answer, just wind. The window creaked open wider, and the figure vanished. Inside the toll house, nothing had changed. Still 4 stone walls, still cold, still empty. But now, there was something new on the floor. A small, weathered ledger book. Its pages were yellowed, water-stained, the spine cracked. And on the cover, Toll House shift records. David opened it. The entries dated back over 100 years. Every page the same. Date, weather conditions, time of shift change, and signature of the Tollkeeper. He flipped through the pages quickly. Names, dates, names, dates, until he reached the final page. The ink was fresher, and the last line read, "Shift passed, Eleanor M. Parks. Window closed, toll paid." Ellie's full name, and today's date. David staggered back, the book slipping from his hands. He didn't understand. She was here. They were just outside, just together, and now... He looked up. In the window, his reflection stared back at him. But there was something wrong. It was still. Too still. And then, it smiled. David wasn't smiling. Later that week, a group of hikers passed by Black Hollow Bridge. They noticed the toll house had its window shut tight, but the door slightly open. Inside, they found no one. Just a new name written in the ledger. David Calloway. Window closed. Shift begins. Some say the Tollhouse doesn't collect money, it collects people. Not all at once, but one by one. A quiet exchange. A debt for a glance. A soul for a shift. So if you ever drive through a forgotten road in North Yorkshire and you see a bridge with a window that shouldn't be open, don't look too long. Because if someone's watching you, they're not waiting for help. They're waiting for you to take their place.